I will just do it myself. That's a phrase that, if you're not careful as a business owner, will keep you broke. Let me tell you why. The other day, I was listening to some content from another coach in the construction world that I have a lot of respect for, and he was talking about just this topic. Delegation, giving things over to your team, hiring somebody, recruiting professional help, whatever it may look like. If you're not careful and you're a business owner and you're wearing every hat of the company, not being able to delegate because you think that you're better at doing something than everybody else is a recipe for disaster. One of the hardest things for a lot of new owners to do is to delegate or pass off authority. Not just something simple like you're going to hire somebody to answer your phone, but truly handing over ownership and authority to handle something to your team. You hire your first employee, you hire your first office manager, you hire an administrative assistant, you hire your wife to help you in the office, you hire a VA, whatever it may be. If you can't sit down and decide what things you're going to pass off to them and entirely take off your plate, you will end up wearing all the hats but giving little pieces to all the people that work for you. You have to be willing to pass off complete ownership of a task, not just be a task assigner. So, give you an example. If you hire a VA and you're going to hire them to be your administrative or executive assistant, you want them to answer the phone, you want them to answer emails, you want them to sort your inbox, you want them to intake clients, you want them to draft up proposals and estimates, you want them to help with data entry, you want them to clean up your CRM. Those are really good things. However, if you don't take on the job of training them and teaching them, building out the SOPs, building out the education so that they can truly have ownership of that task and actually be able to figure out and solve problems, what you'll find is that they will do exactly what you tell them and no more and no less. This might not be a bad thing if you're hiring a laborer to work for you on a day rate out on a job site, but when it comes to big picture things in your company like handling administration, handling estimates, handling client intake, it leads to employees that don't do things without asking you what to do first. And this is not necessarily the employee's fault. If the owner can't learn to delegate and truly give over ownership of a task to somebody else, the employee feels like they're going to screw it up or mess it up or make a mistake if they don't ask every single time. So what I would encourage you to do is don't think about just delegating a task. Think about delegating ownership of an area. If you hire somebody to answer the phone, train them, build out the SOPs, build out the scripts, build out the call flows, whatever that might look like, and then truly delegate and hand that task over to them and give them ownership of it. Let them work through problems. Let them struggle a little bit. Let them figure it out so that they can figure things out and fix things on their own and not just do one specific little component and then ask you for help afterwards. If you're going to have somebody enter in client information, teach them all the different pieces of that. What information you need from clients, what contact information, first name, last name, address, email, whatever it is that you need. Give them that directive, give them the high-level overview, train them on all the details, and then let them do it. It doesn't mean you can't fix things later. It doesn't mean you can't update the procedure. It doesn't mean you can't rewrite the SOP. But if you don't give employees and members of your team ownership of the areas that you're going to assign them tasks to, you're going to end up with a bunch of employees, bunch of team members that don't feel like they truly own that area. And they're going to be task doers. You want to cultivate and create a team that can solve problems and handle things without you, because otherwise you're never going to get to that point in business where you can take a week-long vacation without your company burning down while you're gone. So in the comment section down below, tell me what areas of your company this has been a struggle with you or a struggle for you to handle. Tell me about what areas you've tried to hire, what mistakes you've made, what success you've had, what's worked well, what hasn't. Let's talk about it. What's the next area that you're going to hire for? Do you need to hire somebody in the office? Do you need to hire a manager in the field? Do you need to look at getting a VA? Drop a comment down below. Tell me what you're working on and tell me how I can help. See you guys later.